Third down and goal from the 9. Payton, empty backfield, three-man rush. He bounces around and throws. DT is there. Are they going to say touchdown? Touchdown! Demarius Thomas.
In the end zone, and it's recovered by Malik Jackson for the touchdown. It was Vaughn Miller with the strip sack.
What's going on, Broncos country? Welcome to another episode of the Broncos Fancast. And this is a very special episode for multiple reasons. We have our new Broncos Fancast studio. And for an even more special reason, we got Dez from Broncos for Dummies in the house.
Yes.
Super talented, super funny. Thank you for coming. Appreciate you.
Oh my God, thank you for having me here. When I entered, my face was playing on this huge screen, and it was quite a shock. I was.
Hey, I had to, you know, surprise you a little bit. You know, make it a little exciting for you. You know?
It worked. Absolutely.
Make you feel good.
Yes, every pore.
Awesome.
Yes.
Awesome. So, how's things been going? How you been feeling during this season so far?
That is a broad question. Season so far.
Well, let's take it back from the beginning.
I know, take it from the beginning. Wow, no. Overall, as a Broncos fan, if you follow Broncos for Dummies, you know that I try to remain extremely optimistic at all reasons and times, seasons. But
I'm the same way.
You are the same way. I think expectations were so high. Literally, our name was being thrown in for Super Bowl contenders. And we're here. But, Aaron, I think London was a turning point. So, overall,
I feel the same way.
I'm doing okay.
Awesome. So what was your reaction? Do you remember, like, where you were at and everything when we found out we got Russell Wilson?
Oh, my God. I was in therapy. I love it. It was crazy because I found out the news about, what's his name? Aaron Rodgers. Mm-hmm. So crushed. How dare he not come to the Broncos after leading us on? Then I turned my phone off. An hour later, I turned my phone back on, and holy cow, we got Russell Wilson. So I was stoked.
Man, that was pretty much the same thing for me. I was all over the news stations, like watching every single thing Aaron Rodgers, anything Aaron Rodgers, you know, on Twitter. I was just refreshing it. And then it came out, and I was pissed. Pissed. I hated Aaron Rodgers. I didn't even have a problem with Aaron Rodgers before that. Like, I was like, you know, Aaron Rodgers, who he is, you know, whatever. And I hated his guts after that.
Yeah.
But, so I did the same thing. I was like, yeah, you're right.
I'm still hurt and heartbroken.
And then, I went to take my dog for a walk and then came back and saw somebody had posted it, and I just flipped out. I just jumped on I was like a little kid.
Yes, absolutely.
Jumped on my bed screaming, all that.
And here we are, fast forward, 6 months later.
I had to do it.
Yes.
So what got you starting the Broncos for Dummies?
Starting Broncos for Dummies.
By the way, forgive me. I'm I'm not an interviewer person.
You're doing great, Aaron. Oh my God. You need to
we're
stop
just gonna
me.
talk and you know. And
yeah. I might start asking questions, and I'll try not to.
Let's do it.
No, COVID hit in that 2020 year, and I was watching some of the football games, and I was like, wow, I really don't know who any of these players are. I don't know the team. I am a huge Broncos fan, but I couldn't tell you who our running back was. I couldn't tell you who our wide receiver was. I cared more about winning. So I was like, okay, there has to be a breakdown somewhere that can just give it to me straight. What do I need to know if I just want to know the gist of being a Broncos fan? And I couldn't find that anywhere. So I was like, well, looks like I gotta make this. So
awesome.
I started this channel, and I obviously am a dummy, and I will always be a dummy, but I consider myself as like the Spark Notes for Broncos country.
Yes.
So if like anything you want to know about the new owners, trades, anything like that, I'll do a little short video for that, and you can sort of get caught up that way.
And I love how you put that out there too. You don't act like you know it all or anything like that. You're like, oh, I'm just you're like naming things that you've never heard, that you don't even know what the
Give
reference
me a
means.
year.
But
Give
you're
me a
like,
year, and
but
my
you're
head
saying
will
the right
get
things though. It's coming along. I can see it coming along for sure.
Thank God. I know. I still have imposter syndrome like crazy. Like, oh my
That's
God.
hilarious.
But yeah. So that's
Yeah.
how.
Yeah, I'm the crazy, knows every single detail what's going on and obsess over it all the time.
Right. We were talking about that. That like
Yeah.
that to me, that takes so much time
Mm.
to stay on top of that stuff. Like, are you just getting like notifications on your phone? Are you only reading Bronco stuff all the time?
I mean, it's funny because it's like I'm like that with most of my sports, but Broncos is what I like the most, my obsession, I love NBA and everything too, and
Oh
it's
God,
just
who's your
like
team?
I don't I root for the Nuggets,
Yeah.
but I don't have like I'm more player oriented, I like favorite players, So
Go
but
Nuggets.
Jokic is one of my favorite players though. Jokic is a beast.
He's great. MVP 2 times. Love
exactly.
it. That's the only stat I know.
That's funny, but yeah, I mean, it's just from every day. Just that's what I like to that's what I like to do with my off time. Is just watch stuff and read stuff of sports. And it's
Have you
just,
ever
just soaks
been
up.
into sports? Like, did you ever play?
Oh yeah, I played basketball into college.
Okay. Okay. I think that's where I'm lacking, and it could be the gender, but I was never given a shot. No, to be fair, I did play flag football, but I think it's harder to understand if you've never played. So a lot of the times when people are talking about in the slot and to the slide to the quarterback pickup, I have no idea what they're talking about.
I'll be honest, I lack there a little bit too. I know where
Amazing.
the slot, this is that, but I don't know the plays, the Z2 left, right. Like I
Love
don't know
that.
that stuff.
I
don't know
love that.
stuff.
See, you're
I
a
played
dummy
basketball.
too. We're all a dummy.
You know?
I love it so much.
Like if we talk about players and positions, I know all that stuff, but
Okay.
yeah, when
I know.
when it
I
comes
literally,
to plays,
before we started filming, I was like, let me pull up the roster before we start doing this.
Right.
So
That's funny. Speaking of
Anyways.
roster, how was your Bradley Chubb news? How did that break to you? How did you feel about
well, it happened exactly 1 year to the day after Von Miller was traded.
that? That did happen.
Only
Wow.
because I have Time Hop on my phone, and I was on it, and I saw a picture of me crying, and I was like, what was that? Von Miller took very hard. I loved Von.
Same.
Love. He's not dead. But Bradley Chubb, I think I understood it. I think if we sort of looked at what we were doing in the offseason in the draft, like drafting, our first pick was Nick Bonito. And then we brought Randy Gregory on. I just feel like Peyton was slowly understanding that we were going to have to figure out what to do with Chubb after this
Right.
year. And it sucks, but I'm not as torn up about it as I was with Miller. And also, I think just because Chubb has been injured so much that I haven't been able to create like a solid connection with him. But
Yeah, I completely feel the exact same way. Not to mention the fact that we were able to get a first-round pick in return for it. Like it's like okay,
which we needed.
yeah, exactly.
And Payne
desperately.
has done such a good job drafting
man.
the past 2 years. Like
Absolutely.
I think we needed that. You just can't argue that losing Chubb was worse than getting a pick. You know what I mean?
Right.
Like we had to do it. And it was
Yeah.
we were gonna get a first round pick somehow. And at least it wasn't Judy. At least it wasn't KJ Hamler. Like
I would have
those
been
names
hurt
were.
if it was Judy. Even though Judy's he's like the little brother that's just messing up. But man, I love him though.
Little brother.
He's
messing
just
up.
like, man, get it together, man, quit tripping. But I don't want to see him go. I don't
No,
want to see him
no,
go.
no, no.
He's super talented.
Yeah, he's
Yeah.
gonna hit his peak here with
Definitely.
Denver Broncos.
I agree. That was
Oh my
weird.
God.
We're
Kidding.
locked in. Don't worry, we're good.
Yeah.
Like that.
That is
What
a
is
big
that?
rat, Aaron.
No
That is
way,
a
no.
huge rat up there.
You think that's right?
There's
no way that's
nothing
a rat.
above us.
I think people live. I think
There's a second
I
floor?
think there's a second floor up there.
This is such a tall ceiling. It's like 20
It is
feet.
super tall. You're right.
Oh my
I'm
God.
not sure if there is somewhere on top of this one specifically. So it could be a giant rat.
Oh, I'll stick with that.
But it's all good. It's
It's
not
Hollywood,
getting
you know?
in. Right. They're friendly.
They're friendly, yes, in Hollywood.
That's funny. So, have you been a Broncos fan your entire life?
Yes.
Since
So I'm born and raised in Colorado. My family's always been a huge Colorado sports team fan.
Yeah.
Why are words hard tonight? I have no idea. But like Avalanche, Nuggets. What are our other teams? Broncos, obviously.
Rapids.
Oh, Rockies and Rapids.
Okay, I was
Rockies.
saying you said
It's
Rapids.
like Rockies is the stepchild of
They
the
are.
Colorado.
They are. I want to love the Rockies, but
No.
I just don't like baseball that much.
What? Well, I don't like watching it on television. I
yes.
love attending games.
100%.
Have you been in
100%.
Coors Field?
I have not.
Oh my God.
Not. I've only been to Dodgers and to Wrigley Field, which Wrigley Field is. That's awesome.
I've never been. I
Awesome.
heard it's amazing. I'm not a fan of Dodger Stadium. Is that what it's called? What is
Yeah,
it
it
called?
seems
I don't
kind of
know.
like yeah. I
Well,
just
that
call Dodger
compared
Stadium
to
too.
Coors Field was built, I think, in '93, so
Mm-hmm.
it's much newer. It's just so. It's such a good experience,
Yeah.
and you gotta go. And like
Yeah.
a view of the Rocky Mountains as
It's
they
like a
try to-
vibe. huh?
Oh yes, it's
Yeah.
great. So yes,
Yeah.
all my life, always been, always will be. But football for me was like the one. It was like the Sunday tradition. Get all your homework done so you can watch football.
Definitely.
Yeah, and you said you were born in Denver, but
Yes.
you moved to Chicago. So why did you stick with the Colorado teams then? Or Broncos specifically.
So it's actually kind of a crazy little story, but
I'm ready. I'm ready.
all right. So when I was about 8 years old or so, our family had some issues, and we were taken away. Me and my siblings were taken away from our family and put into foster care for a short period
Whoa.
of time, right? And then, in order for us to get back with our parents, we had to. They had to do what they had to do, and they did. And then we had a chance to live with our aunts and uncles as like an in-between process of getting back with our parents, which led us to South Bend, which is close to Chicago. That's where my father was from. And then once the process went through, we eventually got back with all of our family got back together because the siblings were even split up too.
Oh wow.
It was me and my brother, and then everybody else was just split up everywhere. And then we all got back together, and I felt like, and when that happened, maybe a year or so later, the Broncos were in the Super Bowl. That was 97, 98 when they
Yeah.
won their first Super Bowl. And of course, we were watching it on TV, and we just moved from Denver, So my mom was, parents were Broncos fans.
Right.
And that was like my first memory, because they said we used to go, to games they used to take me to games as a baby. I don't recall any of that. My first memory was them winning the Super Bowl.
Like, how
as a
dare
little
your
kid.
parents be like, you don't remember you were there? Like,
Yeah.
oh my God. It's like when
It's
you
funny.
take kids to Disneyland and they're
Yeah.
like 2, and I'm like, this kid's not going to remember any of this. You know what I
Exactly,
mean?
none of it.
But, oh
But-
my God, that's epic. That is
Yeah.
like an epic fandom story. Wait, so
And
you
that was
didn't-
like my connection to back home, because back home was what I knew and loved.
Right.
And when all that happened, it was like, oh no, what's going on?
Right.
And yeah, so that was like, from that point on, I just always, from that point, every single game I did not miss. It doesn't matter
Yo.
what was going on, I did not miss a game, and I was diehard Bronco fan. from
I
that
get
point on, yeah.
that's amazing. That's such a solid like fan story.
sure,
like
for sure.
you should submit for NFL Fan of the Year.
That'd be
I mean,
awesome.
I think that is such an incredible
I
story.
mean, I think we both have a shot for that. I mean,
my story does not even measure up. I just don't like losing, so that's basically.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So, oh my God, I remember I was young for the Super Bowl too. The only thing I remember was watching it on TV, and they all were standing side by side singing "We Are the Champions," and I could not understand it, and I started crying, and I was like, "Why are they disappearing?" And my parents were
That
like,
is
"They just won." I was like, "No, they're going away somewhere." I remember that
Because of the
so
music,
vividly.
you thought that was just it.
You
hear
know the
that
whole
song, it was
build up to
over.
We Are the
Oh,
Champions.
yeah,
Oh my
yeah.
God, I was like, this is the end. Like the Broncos are gone. But I even knew, like I was young. I was like
that
3
is
or
so
4
funny.
when that happened. So
That is funny.
yeah, good old Super Bowl. Those were the days.
Right, definitely.
You know.
I used to remember thinking crazy things too when I was younger. I remember when after they won the Super Bowl and then they were back, they were like one of the worst teams in the league. You know, the next few years after that. I was still a kid, so I was like, I didn't know the difference. I knew there was a difference between college and pro, but I thought it was just because the pro were better. They got to that level because they were better, and like maybe the best team in college football will be in the pros next year.
Sort of like
that's what I was
soccer, right? That's how soccer
is
works.
Is that how it is? I had no
I
idea.
think so. I only know that
have
think
no
because
idea.
of Ted Lasso. Like it's basically like I think someone was explaining it as NFL rules. Oh my God, soccer fans, I'm so sorry, you're gonna murder me. It basically, let's say the Broncos, if they do really well this year, I'm not even gonna say bad. They do really well. So we're gonna talk about the Titans since we're about to face them. They do really bad this year. They're one of the worst in the league. They drop down to college level. And
Okay.
then one team from college will have a chance to be in the professional, the NFL league, is how someone explained to me about soccer. But
Wow.
at least we don't have to worry about that.
I was petrified of that as a kid. I was like, oh no, we're not going to be a pro team anymore. Like,
This is a valid.
It's gonna
That's
go
a
back
valid
where-
scare.
Yeah.
I don't know how soccer fans do it. That would that would stress me out.
that would
no
be
way.
rough.
Yes.
Like, imagine being the team who hasn't come back from it in 30 years
Oh
or
my
something.
God.
Like, oh, man.
I don't know what to do. I need some hope.
That's
you know.
So, where from this point on in the season, what can you what hope did you take? You said from Jacksonville, you said you felt like there was a turnaround. Mm-hmm. I feel the same way. So what gave you that feeling from that game?
Well, Aaron, currently we are on a 2-week winning streak.
Hey,
2 weeks
2
of
weeks,
winning
let's get
right
it.
now.
Hey, it's a winning streak.
I think for when we were in England, that was a make it or break it game. And like people have said that before, but I think because we won that and we were going into the second half of the season, we went into the bye on a win. I think one thing about Broncos country is people are panicking, and I don't think people can panic because sure, it would have been great if Wilson came in and we just, 17-0, let's go.
Right.
But we knew there was going to be growing pains, and I'm so sick of saying that word, but I think we've seen that, and I think probably at that game we started to see the offense click a little. Like that game was the first time I was like, I can give props to the offense.
Absolutely.
The defense has been holding us up. They're like third
been
in the
incredible.
league. Yes. So finally it was the offense that I was like, I'm really hoping that we get to see more, and I'm nervous for Sunday because Titans are 5-3, right?
Yes, they are.
So 5-3, 3-5. Both I've heard. I think both of our defenses I know are really good, and both of our offenses are a little tricky.
Yeah, their quarterback situation is a little iffy, but they have like the best running back in the game.
Dude, we did.
Derrick Henry.
Derrick Henry.
He's a beast.
I don't know this stuff. I don't know these names.
He's a beast.
Good.
He's scary good, yeah.
Would
he's
he
very big and strong. Yeah.
Want to come to the Broncos?
If Titans,
Should I scout him?
I mean,
that
I
how it
don't think we
works?
would ever have a chance of getting him.
Come on.
know,
Never
I
say
mean-
never, dude.
But I mean, we got Javonte. I mean,
I know.
he might be out for the season, but Javonte is like he's like a mini Derrick Henry,
Mini? He's a mini? No.
Derrick Henry is
Javonte.
big.
Okay. I love Javonte Williams so
Me
much.
too, me too.
Well,
Love
that's
him.
so sad. That would have been really cool to see them both play this game.
Yeah.
But
it
now I'm
would've
going to
been.
keep an eye out.
Yeah.
This Derrick Henry guy.
Yeah, and that's one reason why I wish maybe a week later from the Bradley Chubb, or I guess it would have had to been 2 weeks later, but that would have been past the trade deadline. But Bradley Chubb, because he's good with run defense, and now that he's gone, I don't know.
Who do we have? Is it Browning's out, right?
I think he may be back for this game, actually.
Is it Cooper and Benito that are probably going to be starting? Do we
One
know?
of the two on the other side, yeah. It's going to be one of them. Unless, because I don't think Randy Gregory's going to be back yet.
No, I
Yeah.
don't know. I just feel like everyone's injured.
I do love Baron Browning, though, from when
He's been
Baron
killing
Browning
it.
has been, I'm
D-
like,
amazing.
okay, that makes me feel a little better about
Yeah.
Bradley Chubb going.
I know, and that's also the thing about the trade is that our defense is so strong. It's not like the trade was like, oh no, we lost Chubb and
Yeah.
we're screwed. Our defense isn't as
Right.
good anymore. We have so many amazing players that we need to focus on. Our issue is it's the offense,
Yeah.
which is unfortunate. But I mean,
And
I don't
injuries, yeah.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Your question. Why was it a turning point? Do you? You
yeah.
said you feel like it the same. Why do you think it was a turning point?
Because I saw some consistency in the offense. And it's like, I remember them saying that during halftime, they made a switch in the offense. They dumbed it down and they just started running like more simple offense. And you can notice at the same time that that was happening, I think it was like Dan Orlovsky, who might have been like one of the guys calling the game. He's a previous quarterback in the NFL, and he was
That's
just like
awesome.
breaking it down every play. He was like doing like a great job, and he was like, you can tell they're breaking it down
Wait,
to
on the
simpler.
NFL, was I watching this too?
Yeah, this was like during the game.
I'm so sorry. I
I'm like, yeah, I'm just
missed that completely. Oh my God, really?
Yeah, and from that point on, they're just picking apart, and I'm like, okay, you know, maybe the offense was just it was too much for them, just overall for everybody, and everybody was just second guessing everything, and that's why we looked so, you know, slow to do everything, and just everything was off, you know, because as soon as they dumbed it down, like he was saying, they just started picking apart like crazy, and I'm like, maybe we can take something from this and, you know, and move forward, you know, for the games going on as far as our offense goes. If we can at least provide something like that with our defense, I mean, we might have a chance to make a little run, you know.
Playoffs?
You
Never say
know,
never. It's, I think it's like an 11% chance.
Exactly.
You know,
8 from what I saw last time.
boy.
I saw.
even worse. Do you think it would be smart to continue with like a dumbed down offense if the Titans now know that's what they're doing?
If it's work, I mean, so another thing that he was explaining, he was trying to say that he was calling it a high school offense or a dumbed down or high school offense, something along those lines. But he was like, also don't take that as as a knock towards that offense. It doesn't mean like you know, they can't run something more complicated or anything. He was like, at the end of the day, it's just simple formations and simple things that people don't have to think about when they're playing. And it's like, it doesn't mean it's any harder or easier to stop as far as defenses go. So, I don't know. I know that offense that Hackett had with Green Bay and all that was like really hard to learn, I guess. So I don't know if that had something to do with it.
I don't ask me. But curious, I want to pick your brain
Yeah.
on what do you think is Russell Wilson's, what do you think his issue has been? Like, why do you think we haven't seen the full potential of Russell this year?
Funny, I was going to ask you the same thing. So
Well,
we can
I
both
don't have an answer.
Oh,
so.
okay.
Good thing I asked you.
What I think is that he's been trying. So his whole time in Seattle, he obviously had an issue with being hit all the time, and he didn't want that to happen anymore. He wanted to play a long time in the NFL, right?
I don't think
So-
anyone wants to get hit.
Right,
You know
and
what I mean?
he got hit like more than anybody in the NFL history over that span of time.
Really?
Like he was one of the most hit quarterbacks ever.
Russ, I'm so sorry.
Yeah. So
Oh
he's
my
like, man, I'm
God.
done with this. You
Yes,
know,
I
which
get
I
that.
understand. So I feel like coming into this offense, it's exact opposite of that. It's hike, throw it, hike. You know, find the quick. That's why you saw from Aaron Rodgers the last 2 seasons of being MVP, and it's like, you know, just hike the ball, get it out quick, and then you take bombs down the field.
You're
you know,
saying that's what
every now and then.
Russell is doing now.
That's what he's trying to immerse himself into that offense, but
Okay.
he doesn't. I feel like he just he doesn't know it inside and out like that yet. So he's still thinking about everything. So he's missing stuff,
Right.
and you know, as anybody would who's still trying to learn something and trying to get it going. It's also along with all of the other issues on top of it. You know, I don't think play calling has exactly been the greatest. You know,
Right.
I feel like in games prior, there have been quarters where we would be doing one thing and it's working, you know, and then the next quarter we do the exact opposite and we don't have any offense for the rest of the game. And I'm just like, what are we doing?
Right,
You know?
right.
You
So
know?
you think Russell's problem is that he hasn't gotten used to the motion,
The offense.
the
yeah.
offense.
Yeah.
Well, no one's gotten used to the offense.
Right,
You know what I
right.
mean? But then, okay, well then, playing devil's advocate, couldn't any? So let's say Aaron Rodgers came in, would
Mm-hmm.
he be having the same issues or no? Because Nathaniel Hackett, he was working with.
Right. He was running the exact same offense. So he knows it in and out,
Interesting.
you know. And
Yeah.
another thing that makes me think that is this last game, they took that away and said, all right, let's make it easier. Let's, you know, run a high school offense and pick, touchdown, pick, touchdown. You know, we just marched right down the field, you know. And I'm like,
Interesting.
he seems comfortable out there. He looks like Russell Wilson, you know, scrambling a little bit, picking it up, you know, and he's just throwing darts. You can see the confidence difference.
Right.
He doesn't. You can see he's lacking confidence in that other offense that they're
Dude,
that
but
they're
this
trying
guy
to run.
has so much pressure on him. Like,
So much.
everyone talks about how cheesy he is, and like, don't get me wrong, his social media, sometimes I'm like, Wilson, put me in, coach, I'll handle
Right.
this for you. But I cannot imagine going into a new team with a fan base as extreme as Broncos fans are,
Yes.
because we are one of the top in the world,
Oh, yeah.
truly.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, the last London game was the most attended of any international series. So
Filled with orange.
yes,
like all Broncos.
so coming in to a place that has been on a 6-year losing streak?
Yeah, pretty much.
I mean, well, since Super Bowl.
Yeah.
What year is it? 2022 math 7. So
Yeah.
So, and all we wanted was a quarterback. And we've
Mm-hmm.
had 12 quarterbacks. And then Russell Wilson gets here. And we're like, thank God. So he has this like chip on his shoulder or just like this
man.
pressure that he has to be the one that saves the
Mm-hmm.
Broncos. I, as a normal human being on this earth, could never do that. I don't know
Mm-hmm.
how Russell Wilson could. And maybe that is why we paid him $250 million.
Exactly.
So
Exactly.
people will be like, well, this is why it does. But I look at it as a human level and I'm like, I have no idea how this guy does it.
Yeah.
Like, it's a lot of pressure.
Definitely.
You know?
Definitely. Especially with the way that they are attacking.
Dude.
America is attacking. And that's what. It's frustrating to me because I'm starting to see Bronco fans already turn, and I'm like,
They turned the
come
first game.
on.
That's the thing. Broncos fans, they are so, and maybe it's because I'm like in the Broncos space
Mm-hmm.
now, but it's like, I thought I was dramatic. Oh no. Like they are so like cold or hot when it comes, if we lose, the world is burning.
Oh, yeah.
If we win, it's like, oh yeah, we should have. And it's
Mm-hmm.
like, why don't we all just not panic or go to one end or the other, you know?
Right.
And it's like, but also being in the public space, like of course Russell's gonna get, you know, crap on from literally everyone. But the thing is he puts stuff out, and I don't think he knows like what he's gonna get back for that. So he's not putting it out to be like, I'm cheesy, here, mock me. It's just like that's his brand, and that's why we loved him. We
Yeah.
love him. Love
Love him.
present tense.
Yeah.
That's why we love him. And before he even played, everyone loved
Yeah.
that part of Russell Wilson. Let's ride. Are
Definitely.
you kidding me? People
Man.
lost
Everybody
their
knows
minds.
it. Yeah.
I know when he said "Let's ride" at the first.
People
press
can talk
conference.
about that being corny, but you're saying it. Everybody's saying it.
Branding, marketing.
Yes. Oh, man,
Wilson's
killing
got
it,
it.
killing
Yes, absolutely.
And I'm definitely tired of the whole corny notion because, okay, yes, some things can be a little cheesy the way it comes off, but this man is married to Sierra. He's a Super Bowl champion. He's got $300 million. There's nothing corny about any of that.
Dude, no, that's what I say every
That's
time.
the coolest.
Coolest
That's
guy
the
ever.
coolest-
I know. And also, I was at training camp earlier this year, and Sierra was there, and I saw her and nearly panicked. And someone behind me was like, "Yeah, I don't think I know one Sierra song," and I was like,
Yes, you do.
I know.
You know it. Let me
But
play it.
I
I
think
done
he
played
was
it for
like
him.
around 10 years younger than me, so I was like, Jesus. And I played him a couple songs.
Yeah.
I was like, 1, 2 step.
Exactly.
Goodies.
You gotta know this.
None of them.
Yeah.
Yes, I love her. She's Queen of Colorado. Is what I
Definitely.
call her. So
Exactly. The
Yeah.
Broncos first lady.
yes.
I like to call her.
I love that. Oh my God. Way better than Queen of Colorado.
Everybody laughs at me when I say that at home. My brother and everybody, they laugh.
That's perfect.
Yeah, and I'm like, thank you. That means
What
I
do
know
you
I'm
call
doing it
Russ?
right.
Is he he's the president of the Broncos, I guess.
I guess. I mean, it's just
The chief
King?
corn operator.
yeah,
Chief
something.
corn. Yeah, I don't
Yeah,
know.
the chief corn operator. Hilarious.
One of those.
Oh man. So, oh yeah. Another thing I was gonna ask, the uniforms. The ones that we wore in London, that's the first time we've ever worn that combination. What do you think about them? Do you hate them? Do you think it's a big deal? What do you
I
think?
have literally no preference. Like
You're just
people
like, I don't
were.
care.
There was someone that DM'd me when I like put on Instagram. I was like, oh, these are our new uniforms, and someone was like, oh my God, look at them go and embarrass us on or international television, and
Yeah.
I don't get it. Like I'm
Yeah.
just like, it's white and blue. You get the deal.
Yeah.
I don't. Is it something that's? What do you?
Well, what
think?
it was, what everybody's hating is we've had, like, those have been pants that we've worn, for years and tops that we've worn for years, but we've never put those two together and the stripes don't match.
Okay.
So it's like a blue one and an orange one, but when you just see it, like at first I hated it first, just seeing it on a picture, but then when I saw him take the field, I was like, all right, that's
was
not
that
bad.
because I know that we get one one alternate uniform?
Yeah.
Was that our alternate?
Usually our alternate is the all blue, the solid blue.
No, what is the
Or you're talking about the.
I'm talking about the teams that I've seen this year that it's like all black and white. I think the Bengals were like black and white this year.
If that's what ours
Or
is,
is that
kind
their
of
color
sucks.
rush? I don't know.
The color rush was the bright orange ones.
Bright
Yeah.
orange. Okay. Listen, dummy. I
Yeah.
literally have no idea, but
These ones were just like it's like they just randomly grabbed two of, one pants, one shirt of our uniforms that were never together and just put them together.
Are they
and
doing it again for this game, or that's
They're
just
going to do the same thing. Yep,
I
they're
don't
gonna do it again.
understand why we're what is the point behind that?
I don't know if they're just trying to change the vibe a little bit, like, if it's not broke, don't fix it type of thing. We wore it last time we won. Let's see if we can get a win streak with it.
I'm gonna wear the same shit I wore. Are you kidding
Hopefully
me?
they wash them at least.
I know. I still gotta wash my sweatshirt. No, I mean, but also I think that with the new ownership, I'm really looking forward to hoping that they throw it back to more of the bright blue and bright orange because everyone loves the
I like the
throwback.
D, yes.
Right? Yes.
Love it.
I think it's way better than the dark navy. And also we changed from that to what we have now once Pat Bowlen came on.
Yeah, and
So
won 2 Super Bowls right away. Those were the first years.
after changing our uniform?
Literally.
Or after he came on?
The first year we wore these uniforms, we won the Super Bowl.
We gotta change it now. We got
Yeah.
Peyton. Who is it? Peyton or is it Elway? Who's in charge of this?
Ooh, I think it's the owner.
Or
I
is
think
it
it's-
Pat Bowlen?
Yeah,
He has to.
it's probably going to be like
God.
Penner and Walton and then.
Let me.
yeah.
I'll text him. I'll text him right now.
Right. Yeah. Exactly. Speaking of, I mean, you've been meeting some people. I feel like, right, in the within the Broncos country. I feel like I've seen some pictures. You've been going back and forth to the games and meeting up
I've
with some of
been
the.
everywhere.
How's
Yeah. Well, it's been great. I've gotten to meet a lot of great people in the Broncos community.
Mm-hmm.
Like, got to do a lot of podcasts. I was in Denver for a wedding, and then I got the chance to see the Colts game, which we lost in overtime. And I was
Terrible.
like, okay, whatever. And then I got a text that I could go to the Chargers game, and I was like, and that's the next week. And I flew back after the wedding. I was like, well, looks like I'll go.
Yeah.
And then we lost in overtime.
Ooh.
Yeah, I know. And
Oh.
then I got a couple of texts saying that I should be on house arrest, and I did not leave after that game. And we still lost.
That's hilarious.
So it's not me, but yeah.
You wouldn't even believe the lengths that I go of the craziness during games when I'm watching them.
What's your ritual? What's your setup?
I can't.
need to know.
You wouldn't even believe some of the stuff that
I wanna
tell
hear
you.
it.
if
Lay it
I'm
out.
sitting a certain way, I can't sit with my hands crossed ever because they always suck when I do that. I can't do that.
Whoa,
ever.
it's that. It's
Never.
okay.
Can't do that.
Wow.
Ever.
Okay.
Because I love to always sit like that. And I notice that when I'm doing that, they're always losing and losing and losing. And then I'll just stop and then stuff gets better. So I'm like,
So I'm going to
okay,
text
this
you
has been
if
years.
we're losing. I'm like,
Stop
unclasp
exactly.
your
And I'm
hands.
doing-
Like,
oh,
yes, separate the hands. Oh my God.
Can't do that. And then I haven't worn a jersey during the game day in years now.
Well, that's okay. Well,
Now I'm about to start again because it's been years.
Yeah,
so I'm
I
like,
know.
okay, now it's time to change. So now I think I should start wearing them again.
okay.
But yeah, as soon as after the Super Bowl and I was wearing jerseys all the time, I would be like, all right, halftime I'm taking the jersey off, and then we'd play better. Like that little stuff I'll do it for the rest of the season.
God.
I'm crazy.
No, that's okay. There are a ton of people out there like I feel like I should be more like that, but like I haven't found the thing that makes them win. So I think that's why I'm like.
I mean, it's all a sham. I'm sure they've lost during all that stuff too. I mean,
No.
I mean-
I have a candle that it says it smells like a Broncos win that I did light last game, and we did
Nice.
win.
Nice.
So, but I'm worried about bringing it out again. That's the only
You don't
like.
want to, jinx the
I know,
good vibes from it.
Yeah, so that's the only thing. But I also think London is our good luck charm, so we just got
Yeah.
to play there.
I definitely feel that way.
Yeah.
Dude, like, yeah, I've like kicked people out of the room, like who came in during it when they were doing good. Then somebody came in to watch with me, and they started doing bad. I'm like, you gotta
Bro.
go.
Oh my God.
I'll let you know.
That's epic. My friends would be like, okay, we get it. Like
Yeah,
they
for
would,
sure.
Yeah.
Nobody's on my level whatsoever as far as the love for the Broncos. So yeah,
Wow.
and that's another reason why I started my shows because nobody wanted to hear me. They're just like, whatever, man. I'm like,
You're like, if you don't want to hear me talk, internet, World Wide Web, put it on there.
Funny thing is, I would just keep going even though I know they didn't want to. Like keep
That's all
talking
it
about
takes.
it.
It
I just had to
literally-
get it off.
Yes, absolutely. That's all it takes. Keep doing it.
Mm-hmm.
Keep doing it, even if no one's there.
Right. So, hey, so nobody's there to start off with the videos I'm recording. So I mean, I'm used to it for now, but it'll build.
No, absolutely. I mean, that's where everyone started.
Right.
That's where I started. You know what I mean? I'm still not even that big. You know what I mean? Like, it just takes time. And I think as more people get used to seeing your face, seeing your channel, like, they'll totally, you know what I mean? It just takes time.
You're killing the social media, like the Instagram. Like that's where I'm just terrible. I'm terrible.
You
with
know
that.
what's so
See,
interesting?
where my editing and good with that stuff is, that's where you're great with the social media
He's
killing
so
it and
good at
stuff. Like, you're
editing, you
great at
guys.
that.
He's so good. So
Appreciate it.
Instagram, I love,
Mm-hmm.
but that's like my go-to. But being in the sports world and like everyone I've met in the Broncos community, like, is like hounding me to get on Twitter, and I try so hard. Like, I could not figure out how to retweet when I joined, and I was like, I felt like such a grandma. But the thing is I feel like with social media, Twitter is such a hub for at least I think all sports, but specifically Broncos country.
Definitely.
And it's so maybe why I'm so optimistic is because like negativity, like I get really affected by, and when I scroll
that.
Twitter, I'm like, God, everyone's so angry. Like, what are we doing?
Twitter's toxic.
It
It
is.
is big time toxic.
But I'm trying so hard to get on Twitter. I'm trying. I really am.
And that's the only one I'm on. That like
Really?
heavy every day. Like I try hard. Like sometimes I get sucked into a conversation and I have to stop because I'll like go overdrive defending Russell Wilson. And
Interesting,
stuff.
because I think that's where I land. Like,
stop.
I don't care enough. Like, because if someone's like, "Oh, Russell Wilson sucks," I'm like, okay.
Yeah.
Like, I won't go the lengths, but I feel like if people are like in it, and like I'm emotional, but I'm emotional for stupid reasons.
Yeah.
Like emotional and traumatic for stupid reasons.
feel
Like
that. I feel
nothing actually serious. So I'm working on Twitter. Maybe you could teach me some things about Twitter.
All right, too.
'cause,
and vice versa because
bro,
I'm not
it-
doing anything.
literally,
I suck on
it's
the
just
other ones.
if you post, they will come. Like, that's.
I feel that.
I think
feel
that's
that.
what it is. You know.
I
So
feel that.
yeah.
Okay, cool. So I have, how long have we been going for? I have no idea how long we've been going. I have one last question for you. I'll
Okay.
give you one last question.
Lay it
I
on
feel
me.
like we've been going for a little while. So if you had to marry,
Oh no.
be a, I'm not, I'm not gonna say F. I'll say be best friends with.
Are we not supposed to curse on
kill.
that? I
No,
haven't
we
cursed.
can. We
Okay.
can.
I don't
Yeah.
think I've cursed. I'm a sailor's
Yeah,
mouth.
you absolutely can. I mean,
Okay.
from my show.
Okay, anyways.
I didn't know if you did, so I just, I just played them.
No, whatever. If it comes out, it comes out. But I try and be respectful of other
feel
people's
that, I feel
shows.
that. No,
Okay,
yeah, you
Mary.
can flood it
Mary.
out. Which one? It's up to you. Which one?
It's your show, bro.
All right, marry, fuck,
There it is.
or kill
Oh, God.
a current Broncos.
Okay. Oh my God, this is hard. Current.
Save the hardest question for last.
Marry Javonte. Javon
Okay.
Bay. Javon Bay Williams. He's just so kind, so hardworking. I
Yes.
did a whole video on him about a year ago, and oh my God, I can't believe I'm facing this, but I'm pretty sure he's valedictorian of his high school.
He was, yeah. I saw the special
There
on
you
him.
go.
I loved him after that, too.
There was a special.
Oh, yeah. They did like a
Aaron,
little...
send it to me.
I'm going to send it to you.
Are you kidding me? I mean,
There's
we're gonna
like a little
get
like
married.
ESPN special. Oh, yeah. It took him back to hometown, see where he's from. Oh, yeah.
I
Oh,
just
yeah.
got so excited. Please send it to me.
Oh, I
my
got
God.
you, I got you.
Okay, so marry him. Greg Dulcich. Oh my God.
Okay.
Yummy yum.
He's
So
the- okay.
we'd
He's
have a
the
good
fuck.
time. He's so good, and I love his flow and the mustache. You can't
Yeah.
go wrong with a good
You can't
stash.
go wrong.
Love me some Greg.
Funny, I used to have hair like that back in the day, believe it or not. I'm half black, so I used to have like that good mixed people hair,
No way.
Yeah. Used to get
Wow.
it braided, had the little, half
Oh
fro
my
and
God,
stuff
the
out
flow.
there.
You had the
Oh, it was good.
flow.
I would put it in a ponytail, just be a big fluff ball in the back.
Dude, that's awesome.
Yeah.
Love a good flow. You know what I mean? And then
It was awesome.
kill. That's a hard, out of all the questions, that's a hard one. Hold on, give me a second. We can cut this.
No, yeah, you're all good.
I don't hate any Broncos players. Like I'm trying to, but killing doesn't mean you hate them.
Right, you just be better.
I would. Okay, hang with me here. This is my reasoning.
All right.
I would kill Brandon McManus.
Okay.
Because he's been with the Broncos for so long that, you know what? Out of anyone on the Broncos, he deserves a break.
Oh, wow, so you're cutting him some slack by killing him off.
him.
I
I
can
wouldn't
see
miss
that.
him
This
so
is-
much. I love me some B-Mac, but
I feel that.
I think he would deserve some NFL time off.
Ah, that's nice. That's nice.
I don't know. Can I ask the same
Awesome.
question for you?
Okay, all right.
Yeah.
All right. So,
Yeah, who would you want to be, wake up next to, have coffee,
Okay.
hang out with, bro out every day? Who do you think the sexiest man on that team, and
sexiest
who
man.
do you want to kill off because you hate them, or
Okay.
anything
I'm also
else?
I'm also gonna marry Javonte.
No, he's taken, Aaron.
Oh, he's taken?
He's taken by me.
Oh, okay.
And probably a
okay.
girlfriend. I respect you if he is dating.
Well, one
someone.
girl, one guy. I mean, you can have the best of both
Javante's
worlds,
not into that.
All right.
Choose someone else.
All right, let's see. I know who I want to kill.
Wow, that's fast.
Yeah,
Who do you
that one
wanna
was
kill?
fast. Melvin Gordon.
You and like all of Broncos country. Okay.
Melvin Gordon's.
Why?
I can't.
These fumbles.
It's not even all of the fumbles. It was one fumble. There was one play that was a fumble that didn't count as a fumble. That was the play that made me want to kill him. It was a play where his knee was just down, but he still got stripped and the ball came out after all of this fumbling stuff, after all of this punking the coach into getting him to start again, and he goes out there and fumbles again. I'm like, I don't care that your knee was just barely down by an inch. You fumbled the ball.
Did you watch his press conference where he like stormed off?
Yeah.
What are your thoughts? Melvin's a human being. See, this is why I can't answer these fairly, because I'm like, they all have feelings and emotions.
Yeah, we understand. We do too.
Okay, he's fine. You can kill Melvin. I'll protect you, Melvin.
But I keep going back and forth on him though.
Yeah.
I don't. He's a great runner.
Yeah.
He's still a great running back. I think he just needs to hold on to the ball.
Yeah.
But let's see. I think oh man, Greg Dulcich, he can fuck multiple people.
Okay, fine. Really? He's the sexiest person to you?
The sexiest
Pat
person
Surtain
to
is
me.
cute.
Patrick Tan.
Russell Wilson
Russell Wilson
has all the charm.
got all the time. I would have to marry Russell Wilson because
That's a good one. Really, you'd wake up
he's-
to the cheese?
I mean,
I
know
by the
he's
cheese, I mean
gonna
the
be good to me.
cheesiness. What?
He's gonna be good to me.
He is.
He's gonna be good to me. He's gonna pump me up. I mean, he pumps Sierra songs up all the time.
That
you know,
is
maybe
very.
he'll pump
He's a
up some of
good
my
supportive
shows.
partner.
It's an amazing supportive
Okay.
partner. You know?
Okay, valid.
He's gonna surprise me with flowers.
Oh, I could see Russell doing
know what I
that.
mean?
I
You
know. I want to see more about Russell and Sierra's relationship.
Yeah,
like
I know,
a documentary on that.
I would love to see that.
Love to see that.
That would let us know how much more cheesy he actually is, or not. You know,
I don't think he's.
Maybe he just really is.
I think he's
runs
cheesy.
runs
yeah.
it.
Yeah, I think he's cheesy in the camera.
Yeah.
I think
But
in
our
real
homie's
life.
like, Sierra, I need a sandwich.
He would never. Russell would never. Men don't do that anymore, Aaron. It's 2022. Wait, and you're on Greg Dulcich too? That's not
Let me
fair.
see.
That's not
All
fun.
right, I'll try to think of a different one for you because I don't want to.
Yeah,
to
you
take
can't-
yours.
you
You know,
can't
because
steal mine.
we can't beef. You know.
No.
Let's see.
Who else is sexy?
One eternity later.
You know, I like somebody who's real. You know, somebody who's real and reliable. Even though that's more of the somebody for who I'd want to marry, but
Just like
I
who
like Tim
oozes
Patrick.
charm?
Tim Patrick.
Tim
Tim
Patrick.
Patrick.
That is a great.
you know what I mean?
That would have been one of mine
You know,
too. He's
Big, tall, yeah. You know,
yeah. He oozes charm. Like I
oozes,
get that.
You know.
Yo, great answers. I'm glad we did that.
I feel the same way. Exactly.
Amazing.
And also just thank you for being here once again. So that's
Dude,
awesome.
of
Appreciate
course.
you
Thank
having
you for
me.
inviting me.
And anytime you want to do this, I'm definitely down.
I'll
You
be
know what I mean?
knocking on that door as long
You
as
know.
there's no rat upstairs.
Yeah, I think you ran away.
Yeah, it's fine. No, but seriously, thank you so much for having
Yeah,
me.
for sure,
I
for sure.
love your content. Like, keep doing it. And your editing, I must learn from you. So.
For sure. We'll definitely connect on those and do some stuff together.
Hell yeah, dude.
Tell everybody where to find you at.
You can find me YouTube, Instagram, TikTok, Facebook at Broncos for Dummies, and then Twitter because they have to be hard. It's Broncos for Dummies.
Hey,
Yeah,
there you go. There she is.
there it is.
Broncos Country. Thank you guys for tuning in, and you already know what to do. Let's ride.
Let's ride, Broncos country.